Joining me on Nigeria Tonight to look at the implications of this agreement is Auwal Rafsanjani, Executive Director, Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Centre. He joins us from the nation's capital, Abuja. One welcome to you, Mr. Rafsanjani, and thanks for joining us on the news.
Thank you very much, and good evening, viewers.
Now, Mr. Rafsanjani, the labour unions for the opt-in time have called off a planned strike after making so much fuss about it. Did this come to you as a surprise? And also, is this decision a band-aid over a wound? Is he taking care of their concerns, really?
Thank you very much. The decision for the Labour to call up this strike is informed based on, national interest and based on the fact that, Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC wanted to give government chance to see how truthful, how sincere government is this time around in terms of implementing the agreement that have already been reached in the past. Workers in Nigeria suffered from lack of dignity in labor. If you go to other places, if you are working, even if you are a cleaner, you will be able to, earn a living that can enable you to meet at least primary, responsibility of your survival. But in Nigeria, that has not been the case, and you see professors languishing without any appropriate remuneration. You will see engineers, you see doctors, you will see all category of workers virtually begging and making life, always difficult for them. We don't need to continue in this manner. We need to ensure that productivity in service, productivity and also responsibility for the government is met. Even the 30,000 minimum wage is not being paid by many states. Many states in Nigeria have not paid that 30,000 minimum wage to Nigerians. And I think really this is the highest time, and the cost of living is increasing every now and then. So what Labour is talking about is not just the increasement of this but they are talking about really getting things to work so that, for example, if you have transport facility system, if you have a functional hospital, if you have a functional educational system, you would have seen that the amount that you give to workers, would have been appreciated. But if everything, from healthcare to education to housing to transport facilities, everything is gone off and totally commercialized, no relief whatsoever, you would have discovered that even if they are paying you 100,000 as a junior worker, that will not take you anywhere. Now, that is for the category of even people who are working. There are a number of Nigerians who are more than the ones that are working, that are absolutely have no means of survival, and the resources that are budgeted for to cater for them in social services are being diverted or stolen.
Now, Mr. Rafsanjani, mixed reactions have trailed the decision of NLC and TUC to call off the strike, with some Nigerians not really happy about this. They thought, they were fighting the good fight. Do you think this new culture of, threatening strikes and coining off might make organized labor lose credibility in the eyes of Nigerians?
So the idea is to ensure that, there's a positive outcome from, the call for the strike and the calling up of the strike. If the calling up of the strike will yield to positive result that will lead to a more genuine negotiation and discussion, even though in the past government have always betrayed those, agreements, but it is also not impossible that maybe perhaps with this kind of round of, agreement, negotiation and dialogue, maybe perhaps we will be able to achieve certain things. And if government, having given it this opportunity, if it betrayed the trust and the confidence and the negotiation that Nigerian Labour Congress have reached to them, then if tomorrow they go on strike, nobody will say Labour has not been fair or has not given peace the chance. I think what Labour has done is to prove that they want to give opportunity for genuine dialogue, and now it's left for the government to comply with this agreement. If they don't do that, definitely tomorrow will go. So the idea is not to go on strike without achieving anything, because knowing how this government is, you can even go on the strike and they will go and, because of the preponderance of corruption, they will go and plot some element to undermine the effectiveness of the strike. So what we want, we want to have a very effective, coherent strike that can really force government to respond positively.
Now, having said that, Mr. Rafsanjani, and talking about government's response positively, we did hear Festus Osifo, the TUC president, in that clip before the interview started. He said, things should be done in utmost good faith, and they don't want a 99% compliance from government. They want 100% compliance with the agreement that was signed. Now, in your opinion, what should be the best line of action for Labour when negotiations fails?
Well, we expected, if there's a dignity, on the people that sat down to do this dialogue, they should not let the Nigerian people and the Nigerian workers down. They should be able to comply and be able to implement this agreement. Even though we know many politicians in Nigeria and many people in government, they will say one thing and then do another thing. But then the public will judge them that they are lacking integrity in the commitment they have made. So I think it's important to give the chance and then first to see the sincerity, the honesty, the genuinity of their commitment. If in the process they fail, then we know that there are a bunch of people who have no integrity or they didn't keep their work, as they committed.
Then we inform the next line of action. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Auwal Rafsanjani, Executive Director at the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.